All right, let's get started, everybody. Are we ready to start? Are we good to go? Back row, we're good to go? Middle row, we're good to go? All right, today we're looking at our sixth and final strategy of how to save interest on a loan. But before we look at our sixth and final strategy, let's see if we can recap the first 5 that we've looked at. Can anyone remember one of the other 5 strategies that we've looked at to be able to save interest on a loan? Give me one. Lump sum payments, good. Refinancing, good. We've got 2, lump sum, refinancing. Reducing the term of the loan, good.
Increasing the frequency of payments.
Increasing the frequency of payments, good. And there was one more.
Increasing the size of repayments.
Increasing the size of repayments, good. They're the first 5 that we've looked at. Great remembering, okay? Today we're looking at this concept of an offset account, okay? An offset account. What is an offset account and how does it help you with a home loan? Can you please have a read by yourself of page 223? There's 3 paragraphs at the bottom there that I want you to read. Can I give you a minute to have a read of that, please? Page 223. All right, so we've had a read of it. How could we summarise what an offset account is? Turn to your neighbour, try and summarise in one sentence what an offset account is. Up the back, make sure you join a group of 3. Turn to your neighbour. Yeah. Alrighty, let's try and summarise this in a sentence. Who can summarise what an offset account is for us? Let's go with Sareem. What do you guys reckon?
It's where you can essentially offset the balance of the loan without having to pay interest.
Correct. Can you try and use a word not offset? Because what instead of using the word offset? Throw off? Okay, throw off. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Yeah. It's hard to just in a definition to not use the word in the definition, isn't it? Yeah. It offsets the balance. All right, let's keep going with that. Let's build on that idea. Team Jack, what have you guys got?
Yeah, it just sort of it works on reducing the loan without any interest. So it's like you're passively decreasing the loan amount without any interest. I don't know what
Good explanation. Yeah, good. You're right what you're sort of saying there. Yeah. Let's go to the back, Team OB. What could you add? Could you guys add? Okay. And lastly, last group?
Well, the way we would define an offset account is that basically an offset account would deduct the interest you pay by deducting the overall balance.
It reduces the amount of interest you pay because it reduces the balance of your loan. Why is it important to have the loan balance reduced? Like, what effect does reducing the balance of the loan have? Yeah, less interest, because interest is charged based on the amount of the loan that's left over, isn't it? Okay, so what is an offset account? It's an account linked to a home loan. Any money in the offset account reduces balance of home loan. Account linked to a home loan. Any money in the offset account reduces the balance of the home loan. And what effect does reducing the balance of the home loan have? Charge less interest. Now, yeah, Adam, yeah, go.
Just a quick question, Mr. Weller.
Yeah, good.
So, wouldn't it be better, instead of putting the money into an offset account, would it be better to put the money into repaying the home loan?
Let's have a think. Is this, so you're saying this strategy, is it better just to make a lump sum repayment instead? Do offset accounts seem to be pretty similar to a lump sum? It seems pretty much the same.
It seems pretty similar, but the difference of a lump sum is that it actually takes away from your actual balance. You have to actually pay less. But for the offset account, you only have to blame the inevitable.
It's true. So what's the positive of putting it in an offset account as opposed to paying it off of the loan? Let's have a think. What might be the positive of, rather than making an extra payment on the loan, just having it sitting in an account? Is there any advantage to having it just in an account rather than having paid it off the loan? Probably not, yeah. That's true. Offset accounts don't earn interest. It's not like a savings account that earns interest. What it does is it kind of does earn interest because it reduces your amount of interest paid. So it sort of does, but it doesn't. What it does is you're not going to earn interest, but it means that you charge less interest on your loan, which is a good thing. What advantage would there be of having money in an account that you can access as opposed to paying money off of a loan? Is there any advantage in having money? Yeah, Mahali.
I guess it gives you the option, so if you actually do need the money back, you can take it out of your account to spend.
Good,
So
yeah.
you're not locked into just paying for it.
So that's an advantage. An advantage of offsets, have easy access to the money if it's needed. All right? So it's the good thing about an offset account is that you have access to that money. Sometimes when if you have made a payment on a loan instead and you want to try and get that money back, sometimes your bank might have rules about how long it takes you to get that back, or there's limits as to how much money you can take back on your extra repayments. Whereas an offset account means you've got it there straight away. Like often your offset account will be linked to your debit card, so whatever money's in there you can literally go and spend when you're down at Macca's straight away just on your card, all right, or Apple Pay or whatever. It's a normal account. Okay. Also, the positive of an offset account is you could get your pay sent to that account. So your pay could be deposited into that account. So basically every day, as soon as the money's in that account, it's going to work reducing the interest on the loan. So the positive of an offset account is it's really easy to have money deposited. E.g. your salary. So the day that you get paid, that money sitting in there is starting to work on reducing the balance of your loan.
Why would you put it in an offset account if you can just put your yearly salary in a savings account and interest on it?
Good, because let's think back to okay, so you got two options. Option A is into an investment account. Option 2 is an offset account. Okay, so You could put it into an investment account. Does anyone here have a savings account linked to their online banking? What's your interest rate on that at the moment? Do you know your interest rate? Does anyone know it? Is it about 4% or so? Like, would it be, if you're lucky, you're probably earning about that. So the positive of putting it into that account is you'd earn 4% per annum. Okay? Yep, that's pretty good. You're earning 4%. Let's just pick a figure. Let's say it's $1,000. Let's say you're tossing up what to do with this $1,000. Do you chuck it into an investment account? Yes, you'll earn 4% interest. That's pretty good. Is there any negatives with that strategy? What have we learned about tax? If you earn 4% interest, yeah, Adam? Gets taxed. So interest is taxed. So yes, you're going to earn 4% interest, which is about $40. 4% of $1,000 is $40. But if you're earning more than $18,200 a year, you're going to have to get taxed on that. So that $40 interest, you're going to get taxed, might end up being 20 or $30. Okay? So you get taxed. If instead you put that money into an offset account, and that offset account is linked to your home loan, like let's think of loans. What's an interest rate of a home loan at the moment? You're doing one for your assignment. What's the interest rate on that home loan? Is it 6%, 6.5%? So instead, you're going to save, any money that's in there is going to save you 6% per annum compounded monthly. Now let's just assume that $1,000 is in there for 1 month. So remember, this earns you $40. If this $1,000 is in this account for 1 month, how much interest does it save? Let's try and work out how much interest it saves. We know our compound interest formula, don't we? I equals PIN. So the interest that it's going to save is $1,000 times the interest rate, which is 6%, times by, let's say, even just 1 year. Like across a year, how much will it save? So times by 1. If you've got that money sitting in the offset account. Adam?
I've got 60.
60 bucks, yeah. So it's going to save you $60 of interest, and that is tax-free. You don't pay any tax on it. So it's kind of like, would you rather earn $40, have to pay a bit of tax, or save $60? Which would you rather out of these two? I'd probably prefer option B.
Why don't you just use offset accounts all the time for investments?
Great, because sometimes the bank will charge you a higher rate for having access to an offset account. So disadvantages. Sometimes so they might go, oh yeah, if you want an offset account, that's fine, but your loan amount will be 7% instead of 6%. So is that a benefit? Maybe it's going to have benefits, but so what are the disadvantages? Yeah, sometimes fees can come into it as well. But generally, offset accounts are a good thing for the consumer, a good thing for it's something that a bank would do to try to keep their customers, and it's a positive thing there. Adam, yeah.
So could you use your offset account as a daily debit account?
Yeah, you can, definitely, yeah. So we used to have a home loan like that, and that was just our everyday account, was that one there. But at the moment, the way that banks are at the moment is offset accounts often have a higher interest rate, so they're not as popular at the moment. Do you know what's more popular in the market at the moment? What's more popular are simple home loans that you can pay extra on, and then you can just get that money back if you need to. That's what seems. Any other questions or comments? Let's try and draw it as a picture. So say if you've got a balance of a loan, here's your loan, which is, I don't know, $500,000. If you have $100,000 in your offset account, how much are you going to be charged on your interest? Like what does the bank actually look at to see how much you get charged interest?
100,000.
Yeah, 400,000. They're going to look at the remainder. So whatever balance is in there is going to reduce it. Should we have a look at an example? Can we have a look at an example of this? We've kind of seen an example here, and your textbook uses this sort of way to have a look at it, going this much. Now, when you come to the textbook questions, can I make a note? Sometimes they go, oh, look, you put this money in an account for 1 month. Look, that's not a great strategy to have an offset account just for a month. But when you do your calculations in your textbook and it asks you to work out how much you save for a month, what do you think you're going to change n to, rather than n being 1? Yeah, if it's a month, you change it to 1 over 12. Can you keep that as a note for when you go to your textbook questions for this? All right, let's have a look at this question. Here we go. Do you want to be Oprah?
I would love.
You get a question. You get a question. Permission to erase our definition on the left? Alrighty. How's my summary of the offset account definition up the top? Is that similar to what we've looked at? Offset account is a transactional everyday banking account linked to your home loan. Every dollar you have offsets. Oh, like your definition. Exactly like yours. Good. Reducing the amount of interest you pay. All right, let's have a look at Jack here. Jack takes out a $540,000 home loan for an apartment. It's 5.8% compounded monthly over 30 years. The repayments, they're set at $3,168.47. Can you add per month? Okay, let's see the power of offset accounts. Calculate the total cost of the loan. How would we work out the total cost of the loan? PMT times N, good. $3,168.47 times by, what's our N? 30 times 12, good. Great. Make sure you're typing these into your calculator as we go as well. I got 1,140,649.20. Did you get that answer? Shiv, it's more than $1 million, Jack. Good luck. Okay, B, calculate the outstanding balance after 10 years. Right, 2 minutes for you to have a go at that question to work out the outstanding balance. Go. Time starts now. Make sure you're writing down your calculator entries. Oh, 1 minute. Then let's see what you got.
Me? I had it after 10 years. Oh, why is this? I got 3802 and 6.4. As in like he's paid off that. Yeah, so how much is left? 1597.
All right, let's bring it back together. I saw around the room lots of different answers to that question. All right, go for it. I saw a few things. This is how you do that question, just for time, because we've got our single lesson today. I'm just going to show you how we do it. What you would be doing is you're calculating FV. It's an FV calculation. An outstanding balance is an FV. N would be 10 times 12. The interest rate is 5.8. PV is not this number. I saw a few people using that number. PV is the start of the loan, which is 540,000. PMT is negative 3168.47. PY and CY are 12. I'm glad we did that. So I got 449,000 or so. Yes, no.
Why can't I just do PMT times N?
Okay, because if you just did PMT times N, 3168.47 times by 10 times by 12, what that is that's how much you've paid. That's how much you've paid over those 10 years.
Yeah, and then you just deduct it from 540.
Because interest is getting charged every month on that loan, remember. So remember, your payments are that much, but it's actually not reducing the balance by that much each month. Because every month you're getting charged interest.
Yeah.
Okay? So remember, your payments are actually slowly reducing the balance. And early in the life of your loan, that balance is reducing quite slowly because the interest is charged quite high. So that strategy is wrong. All right, let's see what happens in this story. It's like worthy of a TV show, this story. After 10 years of paying off the loan, Kim gifts Jack 30 grand. Jack decides to place this in an offset account linked to his home loan. Part 1. Calculate the balance of the loan immediately after the $30,000 is deposited. So in the bank's mind, how much is they going to charge interest? That, take away 30,000. So the answer for part 1 is that, take away 30,000. So $409,464.91. So you just take away the 30 grand. Permission to scroll up? Do we understand that concept at that point? All right, let's go to the next thing. You're going to need to remember that answer because I'm going to have to clear the board at this point. How long will it take Jack now to repay the loan in total? If it's a how long question, what are we solving for? N, I, PV, PMT, FV, PY, CY? N. Good. Okay, so it's an N question. So N equals question mark. Our interest rate stays the same, doesn't it? 5.8%. What are we going to put for PV? In the bank's mind, what's the balance of the loan? The 409. Yeah. Now I forget the figures. Yeah.
The question before, shouldn't it be 419?
Yeah.
Oh, did I do mental maths wrong?
Yes.
My bad. Change that to 419. Because it was 449 take away 30. Oh, I added an extra. Yeah, my bad. Clearly I need that morning tea, don't I? All right, this is one. So sorry, the answer was 419,000. So 419, thank you, Charlize. 419, what was the rest of that number? 464.91. Now, do we put it as a positive or a negative? It's positive because it's a balance of a loan that's owing. PMT we're going to put as the same thing, negative $3,168.47. What are we going to put FV as? 0. How come? Because we're wanting to fully pay off the loan, aren't we? So 0. PY equals CY equals 12. Did you get 211.8 months? All right, 211.8 months. But we know that there was the original 10 years, wasn't there? The original 10 years. So plus 120, because 10 times 12. Now let's see how my mental maths is going. 331.8 months. Has it saved Jack some time? Originally, he was paying the loan off over 30 years. 30 times 12, you've probably seen this number come up quite a lot in your calculator, 360. Now it's only taking him 331 months. So this is a good thing, isn't it? Okay. What is the total cost of the loan using the offset account strategy?
Wait, where did the 120 come from?
The first 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
How could we work out the total cost? Is it still Noah's thing of PMT times N? It is. Right? The total cost of this strategy is still 331.8 months times by the $3,168.47. But we also need to add one other number to this. We also need to add the $30,000 that's from the offset account. Because this is assuming that at the very end of it's assuming that $30,000 is in the offset account, and as soon as the balance reaches 0, you're just going to pay that as a lump sum at the end. Oh my gosh, it's still $1 million. Can someone have a go at reading out? Are we distracted by the rainbow outside? Oh, it's a beautiful rainbow. Beautiful. It's hard. It's hard to compete with a rainbow. But can I, so that we can get to our morning tea, can I just focus this in? Did you get $1,051,000? Did you get that? Did someone else get it? I got one here. Jack, did you get that?
Yeah.
How much money has this strategy saved Jack? How could we work out how much this has saved him?
You just take the original, the one, part A.
Part A. Good. You would go part A, which is, what's our number from part A? 1,100,000
$40,649.20.
Nice. Take away 1,051,000. So you just take those two figures away from each other?
So you took off like 89 grand.
Yeah, $89,000. That's pretty good. That $30,000 that Kim gifted you, Jack, has actually had an effect of $89,000. That's pretty good.
Whoever Kim is, I need to get involved.
Get involved. But what's happening in part D, Chloe states the above strategy contains some assumptions. List 2 assumptions that you've made in your calculations. Can we popcorn some of these? Popcorn.
Interest doesn't change.
Interest rate doesn't change. Good. Any other assumptions?
Jack doesn't die.
Jack doesn't die and stop paying off his... Yeah, that's good. We want to assume that. Yeah.
He doesn't increase or reduce his payments.
Doesn't increase or reduce his payments. Good. Yeah, good.
Doesn't get a pay increase.
Doesn't get a pay increase, which will allow him to be able to do that. Good. Those types of assumptions are really good for Part D. How's that feel for offset accounts, people? That's kind of like a guided tour